I am the prodigal son. I grew up in Colombia, in Bogota, which is an industrial city. And Cartagena is where we all came on holidays. It's kind of a beach resort, a seaside resort. It always has had this charm, and it's always maintained it. And it has this effervescence and this style. But I came maybe 12 years ago to consult with a hotel chain, and the real estate woman kept saying to me, Richard, there's a house you need to see. And I kept saying, I am not here to buy a house. Finally, at the end, she convinces me to go just take a look. I walk in, and it's a disaster, but something about it moved me, and I started to think, you know what? I need to have a part of my life include the country that I actually was, born in, and have my children and my family relate to it. So, foolishly, I bought the house, and then it became the restoration of a lifetime. When it came time to decorating the house, there was more to it than decorating. There's an architectural component because we're in a UNESCO World Site. So this is protected. It was a restoration, and we had to abide by covenants and restrictions that came our way. However, I wanted to make it simple. I wanted to design the house like a boutique hotel. I wanted to be able to come down with friends. I also wanted, in my own family and from working in hotel projects, that anybody could use any room according to how many people would be staying in the room. So that function really defined design. Then what we also did, and it's actually one of the greatest things that I've learned and I've now practiced throughout my career, is that in guest rooms and other than master bedrooms, it's really good to pick one faucet, one kind of bathroom fitting, and use it throughout. Standardize certain things. People love it. There's only 4 materials in the house. It goes throughout the entire house. It's coral stone, which was local, easy to get, and everything from the sinks to the countertops, to the swimming pool, to the floors is one material. Then we have ebonized oak, we have the red doors, but it's not a mishmash. It really makes it all very congruent, really kind of beautiful. The funny thing is that locals here kept trying to convince me to add color, and the whole house is white. And what defines the color is the furnishings in the rooms. One other thing that's interesting down here is the level of humidity is so intense that nothing can really be upholstered in bedrooms. So it's a lot of loose upholstery, and all of the beds are kind of these platforms, and you'll see. But again, you know what? Certain things that you're forced to do actually make a project much easier. So this entire room is 16th century, so you do understand it's been here for 500-600 years. And the ceiling was here. What happened was, it was not a renovation, it was a restoration. I mean, we had to re-wax it, re-oil it, clean it up, recarve it, and paint it. But the beauty of this town is that there are still gems like these to be found and to bring back to life.
Richard, you do not need to style. I mean, everything looks perfect already. What's going on?
They always straighten the books out, but because it's a captain's house, they're supposed to feel like you're on a ship and everything is
so you're supposed to be.
Yes. We had made that.
Sure. Yes,
thanks. Perfect timing.
And I do, speaking of these bookshelves and styling, I love how you have it. And you've mixed, obviously, beautiful large pieces with much smaller books, plates. There's a whole range of things here.
Well, it's supposed to be a narrative about the exports of and the imports. You know, it was a trading port, and so the royals would send their things, and then they take things like spices and gold and coffee and all these good things back to Europe. So it's like a mix, and it started on the Silk Road, and it comes back.
So this bookshelf tells a narrative of this house, of its history.
It's 16th century. Everything here relates to the story of the captain's house.
I love this idea of putting and people can do this wherever they live, of putting a mirror, laying it on top of a bookshelf. Why not?
Do you know what? There's not a lot of wall space because it's all occupied. And I wanted to have the reflection and things of the story.
Yes.
But even so, in the city, in New York, I have artwork, excessive artwork, that actually has gone in front of bookshelves. And it layers things. It makes it just look so much better.
I totally agree. Seeing a lot of pieces referencing Colombia, pre-Colombian here in the bookshelf and over here. And then this one seems to be of a different era, yet fits right in.
So there's a Colombian artist who wanted to bring the iconography of what's become part of our social consciousness in the world. And so it's Bart Simpson.
And he looks right at home.
Mickey Mouse, yes.
I love it.
I think it's a great spoof. And what happens, you have a good eye because most people don't even understand what's going on there.
But he blends right in, and it's what keeps from making anything too serious. Is this Winslow Homer?
Okay, so it is Winslow Homer, but it's a reproduction of Winslow Homer. See, you're not supposed to have good art down here because the humidity will destroy it.
Yeah.
So I had a reproduction of my favorite painting, which I thought would give a little bit of the, captain's house. And
it's just fun to see a little bit of Maine and Americana, and I see sunflowers, and all of a sudden there's this wonderful juxtaposition between being in Colombia and having things like Birds of Paradise, and it all kind of works together so beautifully.
Thanks. You know what, too? It's a whole different scale, but I think it really brings things together. One of the things in Cartagena that you'll start noticing is that front doors are painted and decorated, and door knockers and all of those things really personalize the home. Once inside the home, I thought it'd be really interesting to have a door in a certain color that actually, again, becomes sort of not so much branding, but an identifier. And everybody loves the red lacquer doors. And I got that because I love Chinese red, and I just think it's a neutral and it's beautiful. In my bedroom, we could not close off the walk-in closet because, again, we had these restrictions. And so because all these doors were going to be exposed, I thought we had to do something wonderful. So at the museum, the historical museum, they had these gorgeous doors. And I took advantage of how inexpensive here craftsmanship is. And I had these carved, beautiful doors created. The only difference is mine are whitewashed and theirs are, really sort of 400-year-old patinaed beautifully. But it really became sort of modern in the geometry of them, but also very quaint and very local.
Don't miss another video visit. Click on the orange Q to subscribe and have Quintessence virtually delivered from our doorstep to yours.